What is going on, everybody? This is BroncoJuggalo.
And Bill.
And today we are doing the 2017 film, Victor Crowley.
The last installment of the Hatchet series.
For now, anyways, yeah. For now. I hear there may be another one. We'll see. But speaking of franchises, though, new installments, Wrong Turn 7.
Oh, yeah?
Just wrapped shooting.
Oh.
Yesterday or today.
And I hear they also started Terrifier 2. They just started filming.
And Halloween Kills just wrapped shooting, too.
Nice.
So, we're getting some horror, ladies and gents. We're getting some horror.
Something to look forward to.
This is, of course, directed by Adam Green. Now, he didn't direct the last one, but he came back to do this one. I can see why after part 3. It stars Kane Hodder as Victor Crowley, Perry Shen as our main character, Andrew, and Laura Ortiz as our second main character, Rose. 10 years following the events of 1, 2, and 3, our lone survivor of those massacres comes up against Victor Crowley, who is mistakenly resurrected by, if you ask me, one of the weakest plausible ways ever.
Yeah.
But he is resurrected, and our main character, Andrew, who was an EMS, if you remember in part 3, he comes up against Victor Crowley. Now, Andrew is now built a living off of being the last survivor after he was accused originally of the murders but acquitted. And he's built this living, he's written this book, and he's gotten rich off of being the lone survivor. But he is also, well, maybe not rich is the term, but he's made some money.
Yeah, he's making money.
Yeah, he's
making the money.
Yeah, but he's not, but basically, he's just basically a douchebag. He's kind of a douchebag.
Yeah.
So, and he kind of gets treated like a douchebag in this film by a lot of people.
He does.
Including people that still think he committed the crime. He gets called murderer a lot. It's kind of funny that way. I did enjoy that part. I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
So, fourth installment in the Hatchet franchise. Cameos include Tony Todd and Danielle Harris. This is the first movie not to follow the Mary Beth character. But obviously I just said cameo by Danielle Harris, so kind of obvious she shows up somewhere in the film.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have no other information about this movie. There really wasn't a lot to find out about it.
It really isn't, no.
It's just part of the Hatchet franchise. This is the same formula of all the other Hatchet movies. Lots of blood, lots of guts, lots of decapitations. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Pros and cons?
Let's start with cons for this one.
Go ahead, brother.
All right, my first con for this film is the very beginning of this film is like, what the fuck? Usually the Hatchet films are pretty good with the blood and gore, but this very first kill, again, just like in, I think, part 2?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, part 2. The first kill is just horrible. It's not done well. It's a decapitation. And the body is still standing up. Doesn't fall over. And it just looks horrible. The blood splatter is horrible.
I can get the body standing there for a little while till it realizes the head's gone.
Yeah.
But
it was there
I know you said that it looked kind of like a mannequin.
It did. It looked like a mannequin.
It didn't bother me terribly, but the hands looked really fake. And
yeah, come on. Why do 2 out of these 4 of these movies start with a horrible kill?
My first My first con is also in the very beginning. And it's the fucking bitch that won't stop with the fucking blubbering and crying and
that was annoying as fuck.
It's basically a throwback kill. This is like the first scene is like in the 60s or 70s or something.
Something like that.
And this guy and this girl are out in the middle of the swamp doing what people out there do, I guess, when you're living in fucking Redneckville, Louisiana, fucking in the swamp.
Yeah.
And he asks her to marry him, and she just starts fucking blubbering, and she won't shut up.
Yeah, that was fucking
really
annoying. That was fucking annoying as fuck.
Yeah. That's my first con.
Okay. Alright, my next con for this film is it's kind of slow.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. It just drags along too much in a lot of areas.
Actually works into my next con.
Okay. It's like with a horror film, I get story development.
The pacing was very off.
But this pace, yeah, like you just said, pacing, very off. It was so slow at times.
And that leads right into what I'm going to say is that most of this movie takes place on a crashed airplane. The scenes prior to the airplane crashing are just so drawn out and so freaking boring.
Boring.
Oh my god, it's just like, yeah, whatever. Yeah. You know, it really did. It bored the shit out of me, and I was just like, okay. You know, this movie, it does finally pick up, and you think that would be a pro for me. But here's another con for me. As soon as the movie picks up, 10 minutes later, the movie's over. That's how it felt anyways. It literally felt like it was boring as shit for a while. And then as soon as like the good shit started, it was over within 10 minutes. And it didn't even feel like it was ended right. I was like, wait, the credits are rolling. That's it? Really?
Yeah. It
didn't feel like there was an ending on the movie.
That was it.
Now, some people have told me that I talked about this with on the stream the other night with my Super Slash brothers. They said, well, that's kind of like all of them are. I was like, yeah, but at least the other ones kind of felt over. They felt like they were done, you know, at least for the movie. This one didn't even feel like that. It felt like they were going to say, be right back, or intermission, or something. But no, the credits rolled, and, you know.
That was it.
That was it. So,
my last con for this film. You ever see snakes on a plane? It's Victor Crowley on the outside of the plane. That's what this movie is. Not Victor Crowley on the plane. It's Victor Crowley on the outside of the plane. It's fucking just stupid. I'm sorry. This was bad. This was bad writing.
A lot of people like this movie a lot. Some people have said it's the best. In fact, this cover here says easily the bloodiest, funniest, and best hatchet movie to date. Yeah, you're on fucking crack, Flickering Myth. You're on crack.
Yeah.
Definitely not the best.
No.
You know, I've wrapped it up. That's my whole thing. The first half of this movie is just boring as shit. That's my cons there. Pros, of course, the blood and guts are amazing with the exception of that first kill.
One kill, yeah.
All the blood and guts are amazing. There's a great, another homage to part 3 where a brain falls out. It looked really cool. I loved that.
Yeah.
I thought that was really interesting, even though it doesn't make sense because the brain stem would be holding on, but still, it looked really badass.
Yeah, that's a pro. Mine too. Is blood and gore.
Awesome.
But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's always a pro in these movies. That's what these movies are for. That's why we watch the Hatchet films. It really isn't because it's a great story, people. Come on.
Yeah.
We watch them because they're bloody, gory, and the humor's pretty good. You know?
That's what we want. Are you not entertained?
Right.
My first, well, actually, he covered my first pro for this film, too, the blood and gore. But I love how our main character is being treated like shit throughout this entire film. He has a book signing and everything, and these fucking rednecks come in and start accusing him of being a fucking killer and shit because, well, they're kinfolk, they know that you. But I love the fact that this guy is being treated like shit because he is kind of a fucking ass. So I love the way he gets just treated like shit throughout the entire fucking film.
One of my pros in this is the humor in this movie.
That
couple was part of it. Yeah. I call them incest couple because that's what they reminded me of. That's the way their dialogue made it, you think. So yeah, the humor in this movie was really funny. I did like that. The way the guy was treated, the dialogue was funny, the jokes were good. Yeah, so definitely that was pretty cool.
Oh yeah. What you got next?
I like that the narration at the beginning of this film makes it to where you don't have to see any of the other films. Not that I don't want you to see the other films, but say you didn't see them and you were stuck at your friend's house or whatever, and they decided to throw on Victor Crowley, you would not have any trouble following the story. Yeah, you would not be lost whatsoever.
Yeah, okay.
And I do like that when films can do that. Now, there's some movies that just can't be that way, and I understand that, of course.
Oh, yeah.
But they can do it in this one, and it's cool. It's not a big deal.
Nope.
So I did enjoy that.
My last pro for this film, again, we get a great looking Victor Crowley. The look of Victor Crowley is still awesome.
Yeah, he looked okay. I thought he looked a little better in 3, but that was my opinion.
He still looks good to me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yep, that's pretty much it for me, too. Not a lot to really talk about with this one, guys. It was just, honestly, it was just a Hatchet movie. It didn't really add anything. Didn't really take anything away. Danielle Harris shows up during the end credit scene, because she's watching the news of what's going on in the swamp. And didn't she get the gun and or I can't remember, did she just do a face? And they were like, oh, she's like, okay. And she looks like she's going to go kick some ass. So that alludes to a possible future film.
Yeah.
You know.
Don't know how well this one did, so.
Yeah. You know. And this one, in my opinion, had the highest budget. $7 million budget for this film. First one to go to theaters since the original. Did the original even go to theater? Yeah, it went for a little bit.
I think it did.
But it went to theaters, and it didn't do that well. It didn't make well enough for its budget. You ask me. And it looks cheaper than the other ones.
It does. It looks a lot cheaper.
The interior of that plane looked really cheap, and it didn't look. You could tell that it was a fake set.
Yeah.
It didn't look like a real plane on the inside, if you ask me.
No.
That's just my opinion.
No.
But it didn't. That didn't take away anything for me for the movie. So it really didn't matter to me one way or the other.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. So anyways, guys, this is BroncoJuggalo saying we will come to you probably the day after this one comes out with the ranking. Because as you know, I'm doing the Star Wars stuff. I hit 800. Thank you guys very much for that. And that's it. We'll be back with the ranking. Peace.
Good night.
Sometimes you just gotta ignore your enemies. Sometimes you just gotta make them bleed. I've headed up to here with all the fake shit. Fake friends huddled up, that's a snake pit. King Kong, about to rumble on some ape shit. Stab you with some scissors.